So I'm going to show you how to thread the serger. And I'm just going to do the top part because these are the exact same, and then I'll go through each bottom part. So you want to make sure that it's going up and over, and then you're going to go around once, and then you do the same on the other 3 cones. And you only want to use cone thread on this because it will affect how the machine does your serging edge. And you go around that, you kind of loop through, you go down through the hole, and then around the tension disc, which is kind of like flossing your teeth. That's the amount of pressure you want to feel through it, just so you know you caught the thread. Then you go down through the hole below it, and then if you look here, there's actually an exact guide which will tell you what thread goes where. So you drop this one down this hole that we try to leave near the machine. Now when you see it coming out through the bottom, you just pull it through. And then you make sure that you check this, so you do the blue line, and then it just told you to go there. So then it actually has a blue dot on the ones that if you're following, it's kind of like thread by numbers. You go through the next blue dot, you go through the next one, pull it through. Okay. Now, this is where sometimes people get a little confused because it does get tricky. So, the best thing to do is we've pulled this away, which usually would be closed, by hitting this lever and pulling it back. We're going to lift the presser foot and we're going to push that away so it's not in our way. So we've got our blue thread. Now you'll notice when you press down and you move this, you can see the piece that you're supposed to thread through. And it's kind of like a little hook. So you go through the hook, pull the thread. Now you actually go behind it and then through, which can kind of be hard. So you're going to want to put your foot down and then pull it so you can see it on the other side. And then once it's threaded the first time, you can just tie knots if you want to change the color thread. So now we've moved it forward, so now we got to go through the last part for that one piece. So we've done all the blue, now we're just going to do the last one for the blue. You put it through the little eye, and then you're done with that piece. So we've just done straight down this one. You kind of want it out of your way. So if you can kind of get it up and behind you, that would be better. So we're going to do the second one. Now we're going to ignore this one. So let's say 1, 2, 3, 4, you ignore 2. Now this one, you go straight down again. We did the top just like we did on the other one. Through the yellow. So you can actually see the yellow line, and then the ones that are marked yellow. We go down, up, down. And you're going to want to make sure that your threads don't get crossed, because sometimes that's can affect the stitches. So if you have to go behind it, you're going to want to make sure that you do that correctly. And then we go up. And then we go through this yellow. So then we've just got one more step for this, well, 1.5. So you see this lever here, this bar, it's kind of like a weird handle. You actually go through the handle, there's a little hole, and you can see if I pull that back, that it goes through there. And then there's another hole And then you can kind of, you might have to move it forward and it goes right past the needle, but it doesn't touch the needle. And then you pull that back and that goes all the way. Now this one, the first thread is actually the easiest, which will be like a nice break after. So you go through and you do that just like we did. And then instead of going here like we did on the last one, you actually just go through this top section. And there's actually 3 bars that you're going through. And unlike a regular industrial, you don't need a bobbin. The threads are all you need, so you only need to do the top. Okay, so we did this part. Now we need to go through the eye, which is like right above the needle. Straight down, we lift this up. You see that there is one more place that we can drop down. And then there's a hole right above the needle, so we'll do that, which seems kind of repetitive, but it'll keep your stitches nice and straight. And then you can go straight through the eye of the needle. Make sure it's not caught on anything.
Another one was this kind of phone call.
Okay, so you close this, so you make sure, you know, you're going to double check all of your connections. Make sure those are right. You're going to close the door. Close this door. You're going to put this presser foot back and down. Close the guide. You want to do a test chain first. You turn the machine on. The foot. Now to check your chain, turn the machine off, lift the foot off, and we've got a nice chain. Which means we threaded it correctly. You take your piece of test fabric. There's a pedal here that'll lift up the foot so you can try it. Turn the machine back on. The blade will cut your fabric, so you don't even have to worry about the excess.